And it will be okay. We are live. And it will be hey guys. I'm like, oh, I was waiting for some extra step or something, and I'm like, oh, we're live. Here we go. We are live. So let me turn down the volume here. And okay, so since we're live, we're gonna just start talking. And if you're watching, you are welcome to join us. You can go into Facebook has the Zoom link to come meet us, and just go to the group Soul Meet Structure on Facebook, and you'll get the Zoom link, and you can join us next week if you want. If you're not coming on today, because we're going to be just talking, having casual conversation about what it is to be human in a way that, the desire I have is to help people become more of who they are. Like when you discover you're actually more than who you think you are, then the whole world opens up in a really magnificent way. But one of the things we get stuck on is being human. So I'm like, so let's talk about that. For what it is to be human, it has many different points of view. And I know we've got and look at this, right on cue. Here comes Alicia. Hey, Alicia.
Hey,
Hey. So we're live now, but what I was going to say was everybody make sure that you go back and look at the episode and show it some love and share it around so that people start to know we're doing this. And if you're watching this live, thank you for joining us. We are going to start talking with Alicia. You actually were nominated last week to be the one to open us up today. So
I love it. I don't have all my stuff set up, but I think my sound is a mess. I thought we might have sound check, but we're already live, right?
is it just me or your connection's a
Yeah, no, I hear the connection.
little wonky. So she's gonna do that. What did you say? Oh, now we don't hear you at all. Yes. No. I mean, I'm dying to know what she's got, like, what kind of you're gonna go and come back. Okay. Does anybody want to give a guess as to what her topic is?
I don't know, but I know one thing that it has been some kind of glitches of connecting the sound this week. I
Oh,
had multiple times with this.
interesting.
Mm.
I've heard that there's something happening with sound big time this year. Um,
Who
I don't
knows?
I don't know if it's starting with like glitchy sounds or whatnot.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yes.
Girl, I thought I had myself all set up today, but being human is having technical difficulties,
Oh, yeah.
isn't it? Okay,
Yes.
well, we figured it out. Okay, so the sound is better now? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I love that though. Being human is having technical difficulties.
That's definitely not what I was going to start with, but here we are, you know. It's
Yeah.
it is. We all have those things, right?
Yes.
Everybody does. So we're already started, right? I jumped in a few minutes late with my technical
It's
difficulties
okay. We're here. Being human.
because I'm so human. And that's actually it is kind of leading into what I wanted to talk about because there are some universal human things, right? One of those being technical difficulties.
Exactly. Yes.
Things like,
100%.
we all have that stuff that happens. We all have a self-care routine of some kind. Like maybe it sucks. Maybe you have a terrible self-care routine where you're just a horrible meanie to yourself. But we all have one, right? With like in your pantry, you probably have a bag full of other bags, right? Like that's kind of a universal human thing I think that we all kind of do.
I have a bag of bags.
And
You guys have a bag of bags?
you do? I
I
do.
do.
I have a bag of
do.
paper bags and a bag of plastic bags.
Yep.
So we all have it.
Yeah.
And then there's the most kind of human thing of all, which is struggle. We all have struggle, right?
Right.
So what I wanted to talk about today is being a helper and even being a day maker when you can. That's something that I brought with me from my beauty school days because I went to an Aveda trained school and they were really big on that. And I always just loved it. This concept that you can be the maker of somebody's day. Like that's really amazing, right?
Mhm.
And as humans, we don't always have the capacity to make somebody else's day. But I think that you can always kind of be a helper in some way. So that's where I wanted to start us off today.
I love that. I love that. So I know for my own self, when people have done or said something that I wasn't expecting, that's very flattering or complimentary or helpful, I'm like, oh my gosh, you just made my day. Yeah, that is the thing I say. And it is true. People can make your day, for absolutely true.
That's so
Oh,
beautiful. That's actually one of the things that I include in my programs is go out there and make somebody else's day like that. Give them a compliment. It feels good, right? So like do that.
yeah, it feels great. You
Yeah.
know, this reminds me of something though, guys. I saw, do you know Sarah Landon? Anybody here know Sarah Landon? She's like she channels the collective, the Council of Nine or the Council or something like that. Anyway, I was watching something first came across my screen the other day, and she told a story about how she had um it was dark. I forget the story, but just imagine you're by a young female, 25, you're by yourself, you're go into an apartment and it's nighttime and it's really bad weather and out of the mist some dark figure just shows up, some guy, some ominous looming man was just, and she said she goes, I don't know where the words came from, just all of a sudden I looked at him and went, oh my gosh, would you be my hero? Which is kind of like make my day, right? Would you be my hero and take this bag up to the top of the stairs? And the guy, she said, I could see his eyes, everything changed. He just went, and he took the bag and he went upstairs and he set it down and he came back and she goes, thank you so much. I didn't know how I was going to get that done. I so appreciate. He goes, do you need anything else? She goes, no, I just thank you so much. I didn't know how I was going to get that done. And he was like, okay. She was like, thank you so much. And he left. And she goes, ah. You know, like, was he going to attack me? Was he going to steal my bag? Like her response to him showing up like that and flip the script probably saved her life, potentially saved her life, probably definitely saved her bag. But so interesting, right? Because when you're trying to make someone's day or trying to, you know, be my hero, right? Will you repositioning it? It's like you're inviting someone else to become their better version of themselves, which is what you're doing, Alicia, when you're inviting us to be helping people make people's day.
Yeah. It feels good, right? Like I always go back to that. I'm like, what makes me feel good? Well, I like to help people.
Yeah.
I bet other people really like to help people too.
All right, we're opening it up for discussion. What do you guys think?
I want to hear from Beck.
You
I
what?
was going to say, I think it's so easy to do that and we take it for granted. But, you'll see, I seen somebody the other day at town and they had this most beautiful color. It was just a color I would love to have. And I was like, oh my God, I love your top. I love that color. Like it's perfect. And you could just see it changed everything about her. She just started glowing and smiling. And then even yesterday, I went with my mom out to eat and a lady had on a scarf. And I was like, oh my God, I have a scarf like that. It was houndstooth. And she was like, everybody's trying to get my scarf today. Somebody's like, oh, I'll trade you boots for that. I'll trade you a hat for that. Like everybody. So she was just glowing. And so sometimes it's just the smallest compliment that can do that. And I think it's great.
Yeah.
And then the whole being human thing, when someone compliments us and we immediately go to some stupid response like, oh yeah, this old thing, or I got it at whatever, I got it on, you know. So I've really been working on that, like, oh, thank you, just doing the whole thank you instead of like over explaining.
Or dismissing it, right?
Yeah,
I know
so
Kay was telling me I'm really bad about accepting help or accepting like receiving. And I was like, I just worked on this the whole year last year. It was my word for the year was receiving. I worked really hard. What do you mean I'm blowing it? She's like, well, I'm just saying, I'll say something, you'll go, no, 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 I'm good. I can do this. And it's that hyper independence thing that I'm still working on. So work in progress. What about you,
Me
Anna?
too. Yeah.
Anna?
Me?
Yeah.
Mhm. Well, you know, my life is quite simple. I do a lot of work from home and barely go out. And if I go out, it's just I try to be with people, nice to people, which is big shift for me. I just would go so self-centered but as more I work with people and because of the nature of my work, I just even if people are snappy, I try to be even more nice with them because we never know what is behind it. It can be just bad day, but could be the whole life, and they are already barely holding together the shit that they hold in. Yeah, I just try to be nice with people, especially those ones who are not nice towards the world, because there is always reason behind why. But I'm not asking. I'm just trying to be nice, polite, or smile, or give the way, or hold the doors. Um, but
Being helpful. I mean,
yeah, but mostly it's my clients. I always try to give something a little bit more extra,
yeah,
something a little bit more supportive. And well, they are clients, they are my people, right? And that's
right.
my job. But to find that special approach to each of them, and when they're coming back and saying, "Thank you very much, you really, really delivered, and thank you for your support." And some of them are even coming back to me and making my day even more brighter, telling me, "You have no idea what you are capable of." So that makes my day, and I'm learning about myself this way as well. So I think it's just like if we would just pause a little bit before we snap to each other on a daily basis out in a big world, because we don't know what is behind each person. Behind each person, there is a story.
Oh yeah. I saw a meme where it was showing all like a traffic, all those cars on the road, and each one had a little bubble over it saying, just lost my mother, just got, like all the problems that someone might be having. And it was really a visual that hit home because I was like, yeah, you're sitting in a car and we get all mad at people in traffic. And meanwhile, they're just having who knows what's going on with them, right?
human experience.
And it could
About
be,
traffic, oh my God,
I
I
know, but
know
it
how
could
annoyed I
be.
could be before. As long now, if I drive and somebody does something, it's just like, I don't know what happened just before.
You have to be a compassionate driver.
Yeah.
They should
It's
teach
kind of
compassionate driving.
That's so funny. That was my card for yesterday, compassion. Sometimes I need a reminder. But I think that's so funny that you just mentioned that, because when you get angry at them, you're really just like in your own little bubble of anger. Like, you're not hurting them.
I know. They have
Like,
no
you're
idea. You're only hurting yourself.
only
Exactly.
hurting yourself.
Unless
And
unless you I don't know. I'm sure I've done this to people. Like, I've never noticed people doing this to me, but I've noticed people doing this to my husband. They'll flip him off. They get really mad. I'm like, you just made them super mad. And he's like, I don't care. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
road rage. But yeah. What
Yeah,
about you,
that's a you
Lori?
problem.
Jump in here. What you got?
The whole helping people, actually, that has been one of the things that I've had to learn is how to be helpful, how to offer help, and how to get over it when people don't want help.
Mhm.
And then also how to accept help, because I've had cases where you're getting help that's actually being detrimental, where people think they're helping and they're doing the opposite. So and then I've also had where I offer help and I do something, but it's just not enough. And so, from having those experiences, I've found is sometimes I found it hard to both offer help and to receive help, because of those experiences. So that's something that I've really been working on, and especially because it is so important as a business owner to offer help, and it's also important to be able to receive help. But it's also important to be able to set those boundaries and not like
Yeah.
you don't need to accept every kind of help that is offered. You don't need to invest in the appointment setters when they come into your DMs. So help help can be helpful, but sometimes it's also not helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It 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 may it so the question is, when do you first remember being like not like there's some whatever, it was a negative experience. Can you think of the very first negative experience you had where you got the memo? Oh, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. Did anybody ever get that memo from people? I did. And I
So
think
many, but I don't remember the first one.
Me neither.
it's an interesting thing to exercise I did. I went to bed thinking, okay, when was the first show me the first time, right? And I went to sleep, and in the morning I was like, I remember, like it just came up like that. So you could try that. But I remember being in a relationship where I couldn't do enough, or I was doing too much. I couldn't get it right. Everything I did was wrong, and it really made me want to, kind of shut down my helper instincts, because I was getting penalized for helping. And like Lori said, like I wasn't helping the right way. I wasn't, or what I did was, I wasn't helping enough. Like and I know now when I look back at that objectively, that was the relationship we were in. Horrible dynamic with a person that, thank God we're not in a relationship anymore. But I mean, like, I didn't realize I had kind of probably energetically just kind of shut that down so that it would never happen again with anybody. And that's not the right way to go about life. Because sometimes, to your point, Alicia, like sometimes someone can make my day. Like they've helped me either see something that I wasn't seeing, or maybe logistically, like, got my shopping cart for me, or, just something. It's interesting. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
It's super interesting because my mind goes straight, like when you said that, I think it's really interesting that you brought up a relationship, because for me it's like this goes way back to childhood. Like that first time I was an oldest child, so I was always wanting to be helpful, and it's interesting because I see it now with my little nieces. My oldest niece, she always wants to be so helpful. And my sister's got 5 kids now. Wait, hold on. Let me count. I'm like, how many? She's got so many kids. They're all amazing. And she really wants to help, but like I think for a lot of people it can probably go all the way back into childhood because you know, it can be something so small. Dr. Nadine Burke Harris, she talks about small little childhood traumas that create these like big lasting patterns and impressions in your mind because you're so impressionable when you're a child. So it makes a lot of sense, right? And one thing for me is like I'm going to be 39 in a couple weeks. So I've been around a little while. And you get to that place, I think for me has definitely been in my 30s where you become aware that a lot of this stuff happened when you were a child and maybe it was really normal, but it impacted you so bigly because you were a little kid. And then you kind of work through that part where you realize that it really wasn't your parents' fault and they're trying to, you know, they're trying the best they could. They don't know what they're doing. They're just people.
Right.
Isn't that so human?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
think that's probably another.
To look at your parents as humans is, I thought it was natural for everybody to go through that because I do think it's a natural thing to go through. But do you know some people don't do that? Have you guys ever done that?
What, seeing your parents as human or as not
Yeah.
human?
As flawed characters in your play.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like you see them for what they are. You don't see them as being godlike up on a pedestal anymore.
you know, it's interesting, even though consciously it's easy to take them off, I find the unconscious part has been the sticking point because it's like, oh, you know that they're just humans, they're just people, but there's still that unconscious part of seeing them on a pedestal. And I think what can really help with that is having some friends who have completely different backgrounds and life experiences than you, and really getting to know about them and their family dynamics, which are completely different than yours.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm asking. I mean, Anda, did you have that happen?
Well, definitely. And that's what
She's
I
like, oh yeah.
work with my clients on daily basis, like first helping to see that by the picture that they are only a humans, but also see there is like different kind of people. Some people will have this flowing through, few times shouted, then they created something, oh yeah, they don't love me. But then there are people who actually grow up and were born into those very toxic communities. They were born into very violent families. And just seeing that parents are only humans, it is helpful. That is first step. But as Laurie said, there is this unconscious or subconscious part that still holds that heaviness there, like all heavy experiences. And that is part what needs to be seen as well. That's what I do, but not about my job, no, but mostly about that sometimes it's not enough just see that they are humans. It needs to be addressed more deeper to actually solve the problem and get that release.
Right.
But that's definitely is one of the first steps to see they are not a gods. They are only a humans. Yeah.
Right.
But as a small child, the parents are the first gods and they hold that power over us.
Yeah.
So that's big impact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting when we get to us when we're at a certain age and we think of, oh, my mom was this age, the same age I am when this happened. So, like, she was dealing with all of this at this age, you know, when you think through the years, and it's like it kind of helps you put it into perspective, like, well, how would I have handled that at that age, you know? And that's helped me a lot.
Yeah. Absolutely. And also if you have kids, the reverse can happen too when you see them and you're like you're comparing, it's a comparing thing, right? Well, when I was that age, this is how I did it, right? And it's
Mhm.
like it doesn't mean anything.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
because your parents did it one way or whatever doesn't mean it doesn't have to mean anything to you. You can be like, nope, not doing it the way they did it, you know. but
Mhm.
interesting. I think compassion is kind of the theme today. What do you guys think? Being helpful, being compassionate, and then self-compassion with your own self.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to come back next week. Who's going to be the one to be in charge of the topic to the table? Thank you, Alicia. That was cool.
It was. Let's say Lori.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Okay, let's do it. So if you're watching this, please like, subscribe. We're going to come back next week. Join the Soul Meet Structure group on Facebook so you can get the Zoom link and come up here on the screen and join us. We would love to see you and meet you and have you in the discussion. Okay? All right. Bye, guys.